Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Waterlog Peak for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, part 14 of the VJ scenario pack. This is the last in the beginner section. This partially flooded area of land shouldn't prove any problem when it comes to building a theme park. Your objective to have at least 1,000 guests in your park at the end of October year 3 for park rating of at least 600. So one guest has just walked through, so I already know the park's open. We've got 20,000. Let's have a look. Let's look at the park first. That would be a good idea. Oh, okay, so we're like on a course. What did I say it was? It just says partially flooded. So let's just. I mean, it's very deep, so it's not just partially flooded. It's like a lake, isn't it? So, but we only need 1,000 guests, and we got a long time to do it in. So I'm thinking, a lot of flat rides along the back. And then we can always build coasters then out. Oh, hang on. There's a boundary fence there. Let's look. Okay, so we own up to the boundary line. We can buy land if we want. It's £40 a tile, which is quite expensive. We're not going to need it. Right, okay, so let's look at the rides first. We got some transport rides. Not a bad selection of gentle rides to begin with. Again, decent enough selection of coasters to begin with. No thrill rides. Some water rides. They might be handy. And lots of shops. So I think fitting with the plan. Thrill rides, maximum funding. So all we're going to research at the moment is thrill rides. Okay, so let's put down a kiosk first of all. As is the norm, for me anyway, free park maps and ram the price of the umbrellas up. There you go. Let's put down a... Ooh, we have fancy toilets. Let's put the fancy toilets down. There you go. It looks like it's going to rain as well. Didn't check that. Free admission. Okay. So we'll be charging for the rides. Okay, let's have a look. I want to line up the Parvin with the handyman or the grid line, but I'm not going to do the old 4x4. I might do a little bit by here, purely because it's a nice flat section. I can do like a plaza type area maybe, and then I can branch off. Okay, so up 3, and that'll bring me in line with the grid. I'll take that down 1 just so I can build there. We'll do another kiosk there. Fancy toilets. ATM. My dog is whimpering in the background. He's just started barking. So I might have to dash off and quieten him down in a second. Let's put some food down on this one. It has been a while since a dog has barked in one of my videos. In one of my game videos anyway. lemonade. Doesn't matter if they're facing different ways. In fact, it would be better if this one was facing a different way. I don't usually, something I don't normally do. I don't normally put down bins. Put it down. I'll put it down. That's going to be £1. These can be £2. I could probably charge more for the toffee apple, but let's just leave it at that for now. £2 and a funnel cake. Pound profit. There you go. So I don't normally put down bins, but one thing you can do with these, and you could do it with benches as well, it's just put them there so that against that, or you could do a bench or something. Since we've got things that can be vandalized, let's put, and again, something I don't normally do, since we've got a security guard walk in this area anyway, let's put some benches down. Right. So the plan is I'm going to branch off, think here. I could even do it 2 tiles wide. Let's just go down that far for now. Oh, there you go. Decent ride, first of all. So what I want to do is start getting some lower that one down there, and that way I can just put this ride in the corner there, because whilst I'm not using the 4x4 pardon, what should we do with this one? Log cabin. It's probably my favorite. And we're going to go for brown pardon. Oh, we've got the mining theme. We'll leave it on £1. Okay, so whilst we're not going to be doing the 4x4 pardon, I was about to say, I am going to try and keep it on the grid like that. It'll make more sense when I start building coasters. Haunted house. Again, I think we'll drop this one down one. Now, we've got such a huge amount of cash to begin with that I'll do it that side. Maybe we can share a path. Got such a huge amount of cash to begin with that we don't have to worry about making a profit straight away. So each of the rides that we put down will lead to more guests coming into the park. And then once we've got a decent amount of guests in the park, that's when we can start putting some better rides down, coasters, that sort of thing. And that's when we learn the big bucks. If I just put down a coaster at the beginning when we only had, 50 guests in the park, then yeah, they're going to pay more per ride to go on it, but we haven't got that many guests in the park to begin with. What else have we got? Looking for something to go up here. Okay, so I'm just doing this as like a guide to where I'm going to put something. Okay, maybe I'll branch off down this way for now then, until we unlock something better. Okay, so we do need a mechanic. We'll just leave him wander. The crooked house can't break down. So I know I've put it down to 10 minutes. That's just habit, but it can't break down. But obviously the haunted house can. Let's have a look then over here. Tell you what, I'll put down a circus here. Put it there, and I'll put the entrance at the back. Exit there. I am going to probably spend way too much money on pointless landscaping. I won't do it at the back for now. I can always do it later. The reason I put the entrance at the back is because that way I can do a much longer queue line, because these rides do have high capacity. So 30 guests. So we want a long queue. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about 15. Tiles long, 4 guests per tile. We can fit 60 guests in the queue. So that's double the ride capacity. So we're not going to have a huge park. So I don't want it to be too overcrowded. Or any overcrowded. Ooh. This will be perfect for up here. Or I could build 2 of them. Because they look so much better in pairs. And they've only got a capacity of 12. So ones in real life would have a much higher. We will leave the 1 on it. Maybe I'll think of a better name in future. I won't bother landscaping this bit by here because it'll cost too much money, and I can always do it later I can always move the land up onto a flat piece, but I can't do that on a slopey piece. Let's do this bit first. So I've got there you go. Have I? Oh, there you go. I thought it was fine, but for a moment then I was a little worried that I'd messed up the grid. And I know, it really, really doesn't matter. Or it shouldn't matter. But it will eat away at me until I eventually cave and change it. Okay, these £3 go. Easy. Same this side. So what we're going to call it, we are going to change the name. And I am going to call it Pandemonium, after the one, I can't remember what colour it was, after the one in Drayton Manor Park. So I remember when I last went, I remember going there when I was a teenager and being ill in the evening because I did a marathon on it. That looks, what colour's the base? There you go. There you go. Doing a marathon on it, and I'm being ill all night. And then when I visited it again a few years back and rode it again, I was like, I know I've grown, but this thing feels tiny. And it was only when I looked it up afterwards I realised it's actually a new one. They got rid of the old one, replaced it with a newer model or a newer make. But it's a lot smaller. But they are really cool. Especially the bit where you're just at the top and you just leave go and you just fall against the, against the restraints. Okay, so definitely want some balloons down here. We can do that in orange. Again, I know it doesn't matter, but I want to imagine that there are guests coming off thinking, that's a pandemonium balloon, let's buy one. That looks better like that. Let's get a red balloon. Cool, let's check the money. Oh, decent shop sales. Did it rain that month? Ride tickets, 300. That's not bad. That will improve. Okay, what else we got? We haven't done a top spin. Oh, pirate ship. They'll be better maybe somewhere down on the water later. So we'll leave that one for now, for nowsies. We can do that there. Again, these have only got small capacity. Which is why sometimes, like these have only got a capacity of 8 passengers. and they've got 3 different settings, so sometimes I will put the 3 of them down, one on each different setting, but even then with the 3 of them you've only got a capacity of 24. In real life these would be about, I think they're about 70 each. Well, they've got like different size ones. They are disappearing. They got rid of the one in Chessington. That was a good one. There you go. Put this up to 3. Okay, cool. What about in the gentle ride section? Carousel. Where can we put that? Guess we can put it there and do the same thing we did with the circus. Now, it's such a long scenario. I know 3 years isn't actually that long, but considering what the goal is, it's quite a long scenario. So we'll probably spend a lot of time in the future. Future Stu will probably spend a lot of time making the park look pretty. I don't like merry-go-round. Let's call it carousel. Let's call it what it is. That's fine. I've changed the color of the path. Weird. Let's change all of the colors of the paths. Or rather, let's change the blue ones. The more alert people will know that I tend to only use this one or this one. I'll sometimes use this one if we're doing like a futuristic one or something, but it's generally only that one or that one, because I don't like the side frames on these ones. You know, don't judge me. Don't hate. I just don't. Um, Enterprise. Okay. Do we have... Wrong one. Do we have a... What do you call it? First aid? We do. Okay. So... Maybe we'll put one of them down there. Especially handy if we're going to put... Well, I say if. We are going to put an Enterprise down. Almost 400 guests. This is around 11,000 in the bank. Ride tickets starting to creep up to the £1,000 a month mark. Starting to look like maybe we could have a coaster. Okay, but not quite yet. Let's put it there. I am deliberately leaving space behind. For reasons I haven't quite worked out yet. Nice big queue line. Possibly. Let me explain some of the rationale behind my thinking. So let's have a look. Whoa. There you go. Put that down there. We'll probably be able to charge £5 for this, I reckon. Okay, so there's a nice big gap down the back. So I'm thinking we could perhaps have some sort of coaster. Maybe even a coaster down this, a shuttle would be good for this one, maybe. On this side. A coaster that maybe doubles as a transport ride. Perhaps. But we haven't built it. We haven't got all the way down yet. So maybe... Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Junior coaster. We'll do the one station for now. Okay, when I'm quiet, that's when I'm thinking. So it's not that I don't want to say anything. It's just quite difficult, you know, sort of. You could raise that up. Now I'm kind of banking on this ride making me a lot of cash. Right, okay. Okay, so we've got the entrance and exit done. I'm thinking it comes around here. Can drop down and then boosters. That'll be much quicker than having a chain lift. What if, is there enough space to do a large helix? Yes. You have a couple of little boosters. And then what about if we did lower that? We can raise that, and he said higher that. Oh, I think I've just lowered. Have I lowered the wrong thing? I have. So dropping down from 125 feet at the most, so we can afford quite a bit of height on this. If we don't want to, depending on how much speed we want to. There you go. We'll go up a bit higher. Actually, we'll go up to there. A little bit higher than what I planned. That way then we can fit the unbanked turn in. And then that way we can just do some little airtime hills. No, we don't want anything this side, do we? Because we haven't built. I was going to get ready to build the second station, but how many units above am I? Let's check. 1, 2. Okay. Flatten that. Let's add some boosters here. We can replace this with brakes at the end. Towards the end game. We'll probably have to change this whole section, but that'll be fine. May just keep it as it is. It might be that once we get to that far in the future Stu will have better ideas and better coasters to build with. Okay, so what's the name of the park? Waterlog. So Waterlog Worm. Easily a £10 coaster. Easily. And we've got a lot of guests in the park, so we should be able to fill this nicely. Ooh. Do you know what? If I alter this section here, maybe I won't change it. Maybe future Stu won't change it. Let's put a block break there, because I did like the fact that there was a little bit of a dueling action going on. I don't know what's going on in the room behind me. So my son's room is behind mine. So we share a wall, and something's banging and clattering in the room behind me. I suspect he's either looking for some sort of toy, or there's a cat clambering through all his stuff. Oh, look at that. Whether it'll work when there's passengers on it, I don't know, but be pretty cool. We're halfway there anyway. Definitely need an extra handyman in this area where we've got all the pooky rides. We can call this area Chundertown. Oh, definitely. We can definitely call it Chundertown. Maybe we can save this for later. Maybe future Stu could put it here somewhere. What are we doing? What are we doing? That's decent stats for a junior course. I know it's obviously a lot longer than most junior courses would be, but so yeah, I'm quite happy with that little section there. Dueling section, a dueling junior coaster. Yeah, not planned, but it worked out well. Maybe we can add some benches, things here. So if any guests are feeling a bit sick, and we'll put it here on the, oh no, we'll just do all of them. Because if they are feeling ill on any of the rides, they can have a sit down. Plus, they might just want to sit down anyway, rest their tired legs, and that'll help get guests off the main paths and should help with overcrowding as well. One thing I'm probably going to do in the future, or future still will do, is build a two tile wide path down here. So the way I've done the path then around the grid, there's a reason for that. I know, again, I said I haven't done the 4x4 apart from this little bit here, and that's because in the future where we do a 2 wide tile path here, the second one is going to be this side. So the workers I zone this side won't come this side. They'll only come this side. This is where the coasters are going to go. So I'm probably going to build coasters out into the water. Anyway, get rid of them. That was just to explain. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's turning out so far. And it's going to look great when I start putting down the fences and hedges and whatever else to make it look pretty. So once again, some of these flat rides aren't going to earn me. I mean, they'll earn a little bit of money, but they aren't going to make me a huge sum of cash. But what they will do is they will all bring guests into the park. And all the guests coming in the park will end up going on rides, or should end up going on rides that we can charge a lot more cash for. So there you go. Let's have a look at this now, the junior coaster. There's 72 guests in the whole queue at the moment, plus another 52 guests on the ride itself. So what's that? It's about 130 guests in total just on that one particular ride, or about to go on the ride. Now, so obviously that's why when we first opened the park, there's no point building a coaster because you just haven't got the guests to go on it to justify the outlay. Let's look at there you go. The ride tickets starting to increase, and that is going to go up as well. Packed train. Will we see some dueling? Oh, brilliant. Didn't plan it, but I'll take it all the same. Go-karts. Let's carry on building the path ready. Get rid of that section there. I don't mind them wandering down. I mean, usually I wouldn't. I might, I could put a no entry sign down here, I suppose. There you go. So I put a no entry sign. So once these all walk back, they won't carry on going down. Because if they're going down there, they're not spending money. And then what I'll do is, as I unlock different areas of the park, I'll just get rid of these signs and I won't have to keep adding new ones. Let's do the same. Yeah, because we're in October. So I'm going to... There's a bit of water there. Okay, maybe we'll just come down this far on this one. Could probably come down to here. And then down here will be a nice... I don't know what sort of coaster we'll build down here, but maybe just have a coaster coming down this section. Yeah, so I think, obviously, for you guys, the video is going to continue. With future Stu, not me. So yeah, I am going to wrap this one up for now. Maybe I'll record a bit later. Don't know. Probably definitely tomorrow, if not. And then, so I'm going to get myself ready. I've got a bottle of some beer. Make a new one. And then take the little dog on an adventure. Okay then, so let me just have a quick recap of where we got off to. So we're up to almost 4,000 a month on ticket sales. We've got a decent selection of rides down so far. We've got the junior coaster, which is going to start bringing in some big bucks. We've still got the transport rides. We've got a couple of gentle rides that we haven't put down. Like we've got the circus, like these two. Few thrill rides. Magic carpet. We don't see them very often. Circus isn't very popular. Let's drop that down to £1. Let's check out the profit. Okay. I think it's time I built another coaster, the corkscrew, I think, and it could come down here, maybe have like a cobra roll at the top there, and then come back. Let's flatten this section off here. How high is the loop? Let's have a look. Okay, so I can't do that there. I think that'll be okay. I don't want to go too close to the coast this side or to the edge of the water that side in case I want to use that space for something else. 2 trains. Okay. So the main place we need to worry about is the Cobra roll because of the corkscrew elements there, or the half corkscrew elements. So I don't want it going too fast through there. I think 40, probably the maximum I want it going. That's fine. No obvious red flags. Fantastic. £10, easy. How about, since we are next to the coast, storm surge. Cool. Get rid of that. We'll open it up. Probably want to hire some extra mechanics now. There you go. So we got one down there, and then this one, then we can zone here, and then I'll zone another one down here as well. Just in case we build anything else there. There's a lot of sick on the exit to the junior coaster. Lightweights, definitely. What's the nausea's not very high, is it? Okay. And the minimum wait time, perfect. I thought the train looked a little bit short. That's better. It might be why it was going a little slower than I thought it was going to be as well. So this might cause problems because it's now a longer train. It'll have more weight, more momentum behind it. Okay, so we've finished unlocking all the thrill rides. So I think I'm gonna just put my research into roller coasters for now. 3-year scenario, almost 700 guests. It is the last in the beginner section, so it's not going to cause us any problems. Cool. No real issues. I think this will be a good little section just for an extra set of toilets. And have we got any ATM anywhere? We have. We're going down there, and that's fine. Forgot to zone someone here. So there's a lot of sick and litter in that area. That's fine. Let's do a vintage cars. Oh, okay. So from this angle, that looks fine. Okay. The old isometric trickery. I know it's kind of boring, but I do like to think that it would be quite cool. How am I gonna I box myself in there? I have. That's fine. What we can do is we can go. And that fills that gap there nicely as well. "31 cars, that's the maximum. Excellent. So we'll do it on, if we do the maximum waiting time as low, just do it down on 0. So what we should have is just a continuous stream of cars. And hopefully the track is long enough so that there won't be any bunched up at the end. You might get that when there's guests going on it, but hopefully it'll minimize that. It's, So the last car is now leaving the exit station, and the first car is still yet to come around. So that's pretty cool. Later on, when we're just faffing about with scenery and things like that, we can add some little buildings, get some doors, because you can, let's have a look, where are they? Things like this. You can add them as long as it's on a straight section like that. You can add them, no problem. I think this section needs its own dedicated handyman. I think the suspended coaster would go well in this section down here. Slightly longer queue than I'd normally have. I don't want there to be any problems with overcrowding. Just move that path so it's not coming out directly opposite one of the other paths, because that can cause the problem where you see guests just walking up and down the wrong paths. Right, so these, as we saw in the last park, do carry a lot of speed. So let's have a block break there. Do another one there. And then we'll do the brakes then. Well, I didn't want to do that anyway, so block brake, redo the brakes. So 18. Let's give this guy his own. Oh, there you go. That's the that one tile caused the problem. Okay, so hang on a second. How many have we got? 2. Are we gonna use? Don't like using those. Those are my preferred train. This section has become a bit of a mess now. Oh well. Some of those brakes that weren't needed. If we also do a minimum wait time on this one, I'm sure that'll be fine then. Once again, ram the price up. £10 easy. Let's check. I know there's a cash point there, but there were some guests complaining that they couldn't afford the ride, so why don't we put some cash points near the more expensive rides? So what's my cash looking like now? Well, there you go, up to 7,000. There's a big drop there in July, so that must be due to the junior coaster having broken down. Ooh. We don't see spiral coasters very often. So yes, of course I'd like to use one. Rookie mistake there. Nice high stats. Should have given this one a boost as well. And what are the cars? Oh, nice. No, I don't like it being that high. Just do a little trench because I want to, yeah, because I wanted to drop it down at that exact angle to the ground, but it wouldn't quite let me. And rather than redoing the whole lift again, two trains. It's two or less. Was this going up the hill? A little slow at the back there. When it's full of guests, will it go a lot faster than that? It should do. And whilst I'm here, let's see if we can tidy up this. Okay, let's not then. There you go. Accidentally hired a handyman when I didn't intend to. Once again, an accidental dueling moment, which might not happen now the train's full. My stats on that. Cool. Now, is there enough space? No. Okay. I wonder. No. Let's check out. Right. Well, at this point, we're making so much cash from all the coasters. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce all of the flat rides, not all of the flat rides, all of the rubbish flat rides down to 3. Because we only need another 100 or so guests. And obviously we can build more rides and more guests will come in. But if we can retain some guests as well, just slow the rate that they're leaving, that'll also boost our numbers. because what I'm hoping for is that we'll get over the 1,000 and I can just spend most of the final year just making the place look pretty, because I don't want to build too much, because I don't want to risk overcrowding, because we haven't got a huge amount of space. And I did say I was going to do a 2 wide path, didn't I? Which clearly I haven't done. Okay, quick recap. We need 1,000 guests by the end of October year 3. We're up to 900 guests. We've got the green arrow, so we are gaining guests quite quickly. We've got another year to go. I did say I wanted to spend this year doing some scenery, making the rides look quite nice. But then I have got a massive chunk of space up here. So I am torn. I think I think we've got time for a couple of little coasters. So let me do a double width path like I planned originally. Put no entry sign down. I know they're a different type, but it doesn't really matter, because I'm only going to delete them anyway. Let's chuck down some handyman, handy persons. Just do it quickly like this, future-proof it. They can go that side as well. I'm probably not going to build anything that side. Okay, right then. So probably 2 coasters. Let's see what we've got. We did a spiral. We've already got a corkscrew, so the stand-ups are quite similar. Multi-dimensional. Could work. Let's do a little wild mouse here, wooden wild mouse. We'll do it just here. Okay, so someone asked me on another commented on another video why I do the Roman numerals at the end of the coasters. And I have told this story before, probably more than once, but I mean, there's loads of videos and I can't expect everyone to watch them all. So many years ago, probably playing the original one. I can't remember the name of the park. I want to say Ivory Towers, but I don't think it was. It's the one where just after the exit, you've got a little pond on the left side by here, and then you've got like a little river or something up there. Anyway, so I was playing that one, and I had the idea of, because you've got that, the classical style stations, so I had the idea of doing like I can't remember how many there are, however many tasks of Hercules there are. I had the idea of doing a park based around that. So what it basically involved was whatever the first task was would be the task, and then the synchronized station would be the Hercules. So there was however many tasks there are times two, that many coasters, and I did the Roman numerals based on that basically. So that's why. How about we then go steep there? I like the fact that it would mirror. It's coming down from 135 to 120. That'll be fine, I think. So we need to get it back to 95 feet at the back. So drop down to there. And back. Let's run it on test. Let's give her a quick paint job. Just watch it going round. I'm sure it's going to be fine. There's nothing particularly that interesting about the track that might cause it to crawling along there. So I could probably do with shortening it, but. 'Cause 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 Do you know what? Maybe it would be a nice view next to the lake. What are we up to? What are we up to? I think since we got tons of cash, do you know what? I reckon we're going to be fine. We might need to reduce prices down on some of them later. Let's check the profit now. Those ones we've all reduced down to free. That's fine. There you go. You can just run that one. What was that then? This one. What's wrong with that? Okay, what have I messed up this time? Oh, okay. And also, we could probably do with zoning a handy person there because of all the sick. Okay, so what else can we do? Let's do a mine ride. Ooh, right. That reminds me, I have an idea. Let's get rid of the research on that and let's put the research into gentle rides. So I figure this is probably going to be the last coaster I build. But you never know. We might need another ride for guests. I don't think we will, but and I don't know what else is to come out, but you never know. Something like an observation tower or a spiral slide or dodgems, something like that would be pretty handy. It would be cool if it would automatically delete the trees under the supports, but oh well. Or maybe if there was an option to do that. We're dropping down from 130. I figure it should be going just about fast enough. £10, easy, all day long. Ram the speed up there. Only issue is we are going to have to wait for it to go round again. I don't like that end. I think, you know, it's going so fast at the end, relatively speaking, that we can afford to do something a bit more interesting with it. Ooh, can I go diagonally across there? Just extend the corner out a second. And then, yeah, just extend it out. That way it should. Gone the wrong way with the brakes then, haven't I? What have we got? 18, 22, 27. Okay then. Right, I did say I was going to focus on some. I was going to sort out some of the scenery. Let's get rid of some of these trees. Safest park in the country. So that award is going to give us a nice boost of guests. Should I get rid of these signs? We don't have to do anything fancy. All right, 7.5 excitement. Probably would have been easier if I just done some walls, but we've already boosted up a nice chunk. We can just do that there. So the trick with these is click on the scenery, just click it anywhere on the floor, then press the up arrow, then press the little crosshair there, then touch the path. So that makes it the same height. Then just position it. And you can either position and press build or double tap. Can be a bit fiddly. Press 2 there. give them some benches. Some people with green faces. And then here we can, let's put that, no, wrong way around. We can do a little, I don't know if we've got enough, no, we haven't got enough room to do that, but we can, on this side, we can do a little, and we can even get rid of that tree. Just make it a little bit more interesting. Is that giving it a nice boost? Yeah. Cool. Oh, there you go. So whilst we've taken our eye off it, we're now up to 10,040 guests. So what we can also do as well is if we just do this, we can just paint the ground below, give it the wood effect so it matches. So I could carry on building rides, and I might drop. Oh, there you go. We've got, oh, cool. Observation tower, Ferris wheel. See, these will make it look a bit more interesting, but they won't make the park too crowded. Is there somewhere nice and high where that will look good? Not so much. Whereas I could do that with the observation tower. You could put that anywhere because obviously it's got its own height, but we'll skip that for now. Let's see. We might not even need to bother. So what I'll do is I'll just raise that and that. Otherwise it's going to look weird when I start placing the blocks underneath there and there. And then what we'll do is we'll just go in. Oh, I got that white. So just checking what accent colors I've got on this ride, and we've got yellow. So we'll just do those there. Not doing anything fancy, but it just makes it look a bit more interesting. So for this one, we'll do, where's my favorites? These ones. Will we do, and let's go for the canvas tent style. Ah. Now there's probably some there which I can see one. There's probably some there that shouldn't be there. As long as I can't see them, I don't care. And what we can also do is we can look in, where is it? There's some, this one here. Color it yellow. Can't do it there. We can do it there. Just makes it a bit more interesting. Again, we can paint it. Cool. That looks better. What we can also do is, how about, let's get some benches on that exit. I tell you what I haven't done. Haven't. And the sick is backing me up. Oh, it was mostly covered. But we haven't got a, certainly haven't got a mechanic anyway. Now we have. Cool. So things like this, I can just, I can't do it under that bit, which is a shame. I can, it is expensive, but we got loads of cash. I've just deleted a path. Unintentional, right. How about if we paint so it doesn't look like grass? And then I know it's a different color, but we'll have to live with it. So with these, I'm just gonna plonk them down on top. So if I do them diagonal, like that, and like that, and then rotate, I'm probably going to cover them. It just looks a bit more interesting. What about a roof? Now the plan is try and make it a bit more interesting. If it turns out, if it actually turns out quite nice, that's a bonus. Because I'm not great with scenery by any stretch of the imagination. But sometimes it's nice to have a play. It's not so bad from this angle. Now, I might not get a chance to do all of them, but which one was it? This one. Okay, so the way I did some of the paths was I left it so that what am I doing? What am I doing? Right, just raise it once. So the previous one I raised the land. This one I'm just gonna spam a load of these blocks like I've done on another ride. And then would this work? Where are they? I'm looking for the corrugated pieces. Can't find them. I'm going to use this one. Another award that is also going to give us a boost. So 2 awards. It's looking like guests aren't going on some rides. Or at least not as many. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start reducing prices down. Although it is September, so do I really need to bother? So this is the last in the beginner section. So hopefully after this they'll get more complicated. Anything in here I can use as a fence? No. What about here? No. Oh, there we go. These are them. How about if I do this and that, and then Okay, that looks awful. But you know, it is just about trial and error. From that angle, the graphics are a mess. From this one, kind of works. Now, I'm gonna assume that you can't hear it. I don't know if it was on this video or previous one. I did mention that the internal audio isn't recorded, and that's a limitation of Android. I think from Android 10 it might be allowed. Although you may have heard that scream there, and basically, and any scream when they're going down on the roller coasters. Let's find another one. Like there, you may have heard that. I don't know why. It seems to pick some up and not others. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, the noise of these doors is really annoying. If I build that up there, we should be able to build more for no real reason. October. 5th of October. Okay, so in the end, I didn't bother putting any gentle rides down. We've done a station on that one. That looks a mess. That one's worse. Junior coaster we didn't bother with. The flat rides we didn't bother with. The wild wooden mouse we didn't bother with. Okay, so let's have a quick recap then. We came in, built a little couple of shops there, a little 4x4 section just there, extended the pathing out in line with, if we hide rides, will that work? In line with the 4x4. 4x4 is done in order to get it online with the staff grid. Extending it down just makes it easier for me that way. And then this side as well. So one half is in line with this 4x4 and the other half of the 2 wide tile is in line with this one. Just means I can zone some workers this side and some workers that side quite easy. Built a few flat rides down here, researching thrill rides to begin with. And then the first coaster we built was a junior coaster. I wasn't sure if I was going to turn it into a transport ride at some point, but it turned out really well. And I was not doing it now, but at some point it was dueling as well. And from there on, what did we build then? We built the corkscrew coaster, and then we built the car ride and the suspended coaster. And then we came down here and built the spiral coaster, and then the wooden wild mouse, and then the mine train coaster. I can never remember whether it's wooden mine. No, it's not. There's so many different types, but they're all very similar sounding anyway. 19th of November. Let's run it on fast forward for a little bit. Save my voice. Making a ton of cash now. This is, as I said, this is the last of the beginner section. Haven't had any issues. I know it says we need 1,000 guests, and I know we've only got 80 more guests than what we needed. But if we wanted to build more rides, we would just get more guests in. You know, it's that simple. We got tons of cash. We had plenty of time. We've got plenty of space. If we'd have built more rides, we'd have got more guests. The only issue then is you do have to contend with problems with overcrowding and things like that. So it's almost Halloween. It's Halloween now. We haven't got enough balloon stalls. Oh well. That's a rookie mistake from me for not building enough balloon stalls. Stew! Because it's always nice to see the balloon store. It's always nice to see the balloon stalls floating. No, it's always nice to see the balloons floating up into the air and then maybe popping them. You did know you could pop them, didn't you? There must be someone. If you didn't know you could pop them, comment below. And if you didn't know you could pop them, you probably also didn't know, are there any ducks? No ducks. Well, if you see ducks and you click them, they will quack. I'm sure you knew that. That's nothing new. Anyway, this was Waterlog Peak for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic. The last of the beginner section from the VJ scenario pack. I'll be back soon with, what's the next one? Intermediate? Is that what it is? Anyway, whatever it is, I'll be back with that one. So I've been Stu. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.